Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of the North American Week 3 play-ins between 5am and Fat Chunks Assemble, both competing to see which one comes out of the group on top.
So DJ Pernicus used to be the jungler for 5am, now replaced by Wolfie. Neither team has had a solid roster here. In fact, Cyclone Spin is really the only person on either teams that was in the original lineup.
Really strange to say after the course of all these weeks. I mean, you expect roster changes, but do you really expect the whole team to change up so much? It's not something you normally see.
No, it's definitely not without like name changes and a ton of other things. I mean, basically, it's been pretty abnormal to see it go this deep, but Geb, Osiris, Loki, and Athena have all been taken out, and this option is given to 5 Angry Men. It looks like Chunks have opted for second pick here, which is strong. I mean, it gives them a lot of opportunity for counterplay. Alquan gets grabbed away from Herwin. Everyone's scared.
It's a smart pick, though. Like, honestly, it is a smart pick. El Kwang on Hurrywind is a really dangerous thing. In solo queue, people do the same thing against him. They just ban it most of the time if need be. But if you do ban it out, DM, you're wasting a ban on something else that could be potentially much worse and much more of an issue.
Like Geb or Osiris.
Like Geb or Osiris, exactly. I mean, you have to ban Geb away because you wanted to try and get Athena first pick, and in doing so, they ban Athena, which means you get El Kwang. It's a good decision making from 5am there. But it's back over to Fat Chunks. Now, my question is, do they take Sun Wukong?
Oh, Zhangque Freya, this is a really big draft
That's
here.
aggressive.
That's a lot of magical damage. It's so much easier to build against physical. I mean, Breastplate of Valor is huge for mages. You, of course, have the opportunity to build things like Sovereignty, which is inherent against a huge amount of damage. And whenever you build physical, you're not only building against players, but you're building against structures and objectives. In this case, magical damage is going to be great, especially against Ao Kwang.
Now, one thing to note as well right now is the fact that Freya could actually be going to Samshrew.
That's a fair point. They could probably they definitely could give that away to the ADC. We have not seen Samshrew play anything very basic. Today we saw him play Cupid and Shibalanke.
And after those two, Freya actually seems like he's returning back to normal ground, honestly, if he went for that sort of pick.
Yeah.
Nemesis being hovered over here by 5am, though, and that's not a surprise. Wolfie loves playing Nemesis, and I guess the Zhongqui is like, give me that every single time, no problem.
Plus, that has been one of DJ's big picks lately. To see that, that's huge. And the Raw pick, taking that away from Herwin, they're really focusing on Herwin this game.
I love those first two picks, like El Kwang, Raw, take it away from Herwin before he gets opportunity to pick for himself. Did he play El Kwang in one of the games? I think he has today. Am I thinking of somebody else? I'm not sure. Maybe not. I mean, the games have been so random today. 4 assassins and a mage. My mind's going. But it's now Horrywin's pick before we go into the counterban phase. And I'm guessing they're going to pick up Horrywin's mage here. Because if they don't, I expect 5am to ban another mage out against him.
So Thor, this could be a jungler, or it could go back into the hands of Aurora for support. We saw him play that amazingly in the first game of the day. Heavy hammer start, huge amount of damage early on, especially with that passive. I mean, if Thor gets started and gets that passive off, I mean, Warrior's Madness gives you 15 damage whenever you are within, I think it's 30 units. So about half the length of a basic attack from a ranged character. He gets 15 damage. So if he's near 2 people early game, slowing them, he gains 30 damage on top of the 18 he gets from Heavy Hammer. I mean, that's scary stuff.
Well, Apollo being banned out by Fat Chunks Assemble, so they don't want to leave that one on the table. And 5am in response, going to ban away Hobwa here. And right now, Fat Chunks is on to them for what their next pick's going to be. It's going to be Rom, so that says Freya is not going to be in the duo lane.
Okay, yeah, so Rama gets locked in. Freya likely going to be for DJ Pernicus in the jungle option over Ares. Strange pick here. Now, this does very well against Mercury support, being able to shut him down and use special delivery. But against Thor, I mean, sure, you can stop the blink, but he has a stun. This is, however, a much better pick. Sun Wukong likely going to be played as a support here. This is a very, very good pick.
Or is it Nemesis support?
And then Wukong jungle.
And Wukong jungle on Wolfie.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It works. I mean,
it works, but Nemesis
Heavy
is
hammer.
a better jungler, and Wukong is a better support. I think it'd be even putting it in the hands of Wolfie. I think it would still be foolhardy to separate the roles so hard.
I agree. I mean, picking up both of them though is going to be really good for them. Now it's back to Fat Chunks for their final pick. I doubt we're going to see Hell. I doubt we're going to see Anubis. Samshu's just going through all the gods that we saw last game.
Like we need a solo then, I guess.
It looks like it. NQ time.
Or maybe a mid Agni getting hovered on. Ice is still available as well. So Scylla, Janus. Man,
There's
NA
a lot.
needs to
There's a
step
lot
up that
available.
Janus play.
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough Giannis play coming out, honestly, from these two teams. I'm quite surprised we're not seeing it picked up more. He's got so much damage, so much mobility, brings a lot to the table. And right now, 5am are switching up where they're going to go, and we're going to work out exactly who's going where as the final seconds tick down in this one. It does look like he's going to be Wolfie playing Nemesis in the jungle, some Wukong support. I just had high hopes, of like seeing Nemesis support for this one, that's all. But it makes perfect sense to get Cyclone spin on that Zhonghui to make sure your Nemesis does get a lot of farm.
Well, they have two really solid rosters here. Good sustainability on the 5am side, of course, with Ra, with Neith. Some Wukong can heal. Nemesis can heal up through the shield. Alquan can play far back. On the right side, you're going to see the Chunks with a lot of damage, a lot of space control with Agni and Zhang Kui, and then, of course, the Rama ult. I think either team really could take this. I don't think either team won the draft here. I think both teams are strong and
Really
capable.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's very, very even on paper between these two teams. But right now, guys, this is Fat Chunks versus 5am. 5am have to win this game, I believe, to tie up at 5-1 apiece, ending the play-ins this week and putting them both through to the Pro League. However, will they go into the Pro League with 5am being the better team or Fat Chunks being the better team? We'll find out after this short break as they load in. Welcome back. We are live with the final game of today. 5am versus Fat Chunks Assemble. They're fighting it out to see who could come out on top after 6 games played. This is their final game for both these teams. And out of the blocks, DM, as we said, is going to be looking like it's going to be very, very even between these two teams. But look at the supports. Both got heavy hammer.
Oh, I heard that item's not that good. Sorry. Was that catty? That was a little catty.
I don't know what that was. It was an attempt at being catty. It was just pathetic. Come on, DM, you can do better than that. Be more catty.
Do you want to run it back?
I want to be more catty. Let's go again. Okay. So we're back out of the gate. 5am versus Fat Chunks Assemble. And look at this. Both the supports have got heavy hammer.
I'm not in it. No.
No. Don't tell me to run it back next time then. Man.
I thought I was in it. My heart's just not there.
I'll follow through with it. I'm not scared.
They have the heavy hammers, and yet Brochacho on a character who has a huge amount of potential in terms of control with Master's Will, or even Animals. I mean, he can ox through an entire team, has opted to stay safe. They're going to go to the back line. You're going to see Aurora on Thor, rotate into the lane to see if he's getting invaded on. He has that early ward, which they're trying to stay out of, but Brochacho's actually going to make himself... Actually, did he step into that line? Yes, he did. He will note that he is on the bottom side of the map, giving complete control to Herwin and Samshrew at the small cap on left side.
I mean, realistically, when you look at... Press. That's a good idea. Yeah. Realistically, at the start of the game, though, when you look at the two teams on paper, 5am, if they were going to invade, they have to not use their standard skills they go for to do damage, You'd have to see Fusion take his slow. You'd have to see EMC take his squall. And meanwhile, on the other side, though, the likes of Fat Chunks, they've got an invasion team or a fighting team at level 1 that don't have to go away from the norm to be effective in team fights. So I can understand why 5am chose not to there.
To the same point, I'm very surprised to see that Chunks didn't aggress. I mean, Thor gets super strong. Herwin has a ton of damage with Path of Flames plus control. Yeah, I mean, he was waiting for that tornado, and I think he would have taken less just by taking the damage.
Yeah, I think he would have taken
nice
less.
Squall.
Nice squall as well. So
that tornado's going to hurt, though. That's a big hit to his overall control of the lane, on top of the fact that is a very mana-intensive character. Rotation coming in very early from Pernicus.
Great call, though, from 5am to realise that one, to let him know Pernicus is on the roaming path immediately, and immediately went back to tower the DMC. He didn't hang around even longer than he needed to, and the most interesting thing to note is how defensively both these lanes in the dual lane are going to play. But they're going to invade the speed buff here with this early rotation coming out once again from DJ Pernicus. They love to do this, steal away the jungle, and there's nothing that 5am could do about it.
That was a great play by the Chunks, and they didn't miss anything for it. That was a wave-to-wave push. Brochacho taking a lot of damage, and you can see on the bottom side, again, Nantan getting pushed out. I think he kind of just lacked a lot of confidence there. They had the advantage going in with the way the weaves were placed, and he just didn't go for it.
I mean, Nantan will, as long as he plays safe here, he should still be able to sustain with the Unravel. He's got that extra lifesteal available to him, as well as the Devour's Gauntlets and Death's Toll. So he's not going to get forced out of lane, which is a good thing, the fact that he picked Neith for this matchup overall. However, we'll just have to see how this one plays on, and he does do very well against Rama as well. Neith is probably the best god to pick in terms of hunters to take on Rama, just because of the Unravel and her innate abilities to keep him CC'd up. It works really well against him.
Elbro, and Nantan trying to make something happen, but they don't seem to be able to deal with the push coming out from Samshrew and Aurora. Just too much damage coming through, and Brochacho's just not making himself known. Now, foolishly, he's just tanking creeps. You know, that 20 damage that he's taking may not seem like a lot, but 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, I mean, this will eventually add up to a point where you can't really contend as much as you could have 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, he's going to keep an eye on that one as well, and it's going to cost him mana, especially when that blue runs out. He's going to have to use the Unravel, and he will slowly start dipping his health pool. So keep an eye on Nantan, watching his positioning more and more as time goes on. But right now, takes a bit of poke again. That was a good stun coming out from Brochacho, but he eats a lot of damage for that one. And you can see immediately Samshu rolls in to continue the aggression, backs out, changes his mind. Not sure why. They could have kept going there.
I'm surprised Samshu didn't ult there. I mean, he could have done more than 300 damage worth from that ultimate, but he would have had to hit every hit. But with the help of Aurora and, of course, Tectonic Rift, they could have gotten that.
Well, mid-camp's coming up very, very soon for both the sides, and you can see Wolfie has hit level 5, even though he was denied his speed buff thanks to DJ Pernicus' invade overall. Mid-camp's going to spawn, you can see Wolfie rotate middle lane. Double Kong already in the area. Want to watch his health pool though right now. Elbro Tacho only level 4, sat below half health, and it looks like it's just going to be an even split.
Yeah, I like this. I like this coming out from the chunks there. 5am had the advantage. They recognized it, and they took that opportunity just to go to the right side and get some free experience. I think that was smart.
Yeah, playing it very, very safe, and a bit of a stun coming out from Horrywind in mid lane onto Wolfie, but he's just going to be able to dash away back to safety for now. Still 0-0 at the moment. Golden experience on paper right now is in favor of Fat Chunks Assemble, and I think it's just because they're pushing in a little bit more effectively and denied that jungle speed buff.
Yeah, that really, it not only took away the golden experience from the speed buff, but it also stopped the rotations. And that's really big. Now, on the left side, I'm looking at a lot of creeps going down here. Nantan actually only earned one of those creeps in terms of gold. He's currently sitting a little under 2,700, looking at Samshrew at the same exact mark. It's like,
look at this rotation.
Dead even in gold. I've never seen anything like that.
Look at Fat Chunk's 3 members rotating into the right-hand side of the jungle, looking
for
pick. Pernicus going to get the whoop, but he's only able to Chacho here. This isn't the target they really want. He should be able to get away. Going to go to the cloud, but Wolfie might make them pay. Pernicus has to use the Valkyrie to get into the skies. The Neefalt comes in, but there's a big
Oh, how did everything miss there? Pernicus actually might fall to first. Blood Fusion's going to find a kill right there. Both him and Herwin go down, and 5 angry men get a really early push. Now, Chunks do manage to answer one back. Aurora trying to find something. Fusion taking a lot of damage. He actually does get the 1-for-1 there, but that's still...
Snipe.
No,
he's not got enough damage. Not got enough damage for that one. And now he might get caught out though because they were waiting for him to land, but he jukes away nicely. Last bit of mana used there by Samshrew to make sure he could roll away. Otherwise, he would have gone down to Nantan for sure in that position.
Actually, Nantan might be in a good spot here. If he immediately rotates to the left, you can see he has a major creep advantage in terms of experience, but he has to get over there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, go left now. That's what he needs to do. But I guess he's just worried about Horrywind rotating in. Going to leave that farm. He's going to be available for when he gets back anyway. So he shouldn't push the tower in time. Wukong should be there in time to just hold it up for him. All being well. And he should still come out on top in terms of experience.
He'll lose a little bit of gold, but not nearly enough experience. And Master's Will doing work there. 3 abilities used to clear up pretty quickly, and he'll gain a lot right there, putting him at 31-20. Looking across the way at Aurora's, of course, a little bit ahead, but he got 2 kills. In fact, the support has both kills earned right now for the Chunks.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a great thing when you think, oh god, the support got the kills. But first of all, the support is Thor.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's going to be a support for. It's actually going to build Midas boost and sovereignty, so it's going to help out your team as well. And getting him ahead means he's going to do a lot more damage. And look at this left-hand side. Samshu going aggressive, going to try and put the poke onto Samshu and keep beating him down. For the most part, has to back away as the minion wave comes in, and Aurora's on the warpath over there as well.
Yeah, left side, Nantan, again, not getting as aggressive as he should be. I mean, he has opportunities to clear and do so much damage, and it just doesn't seem like he's taking them.
Well, mid-camp's coming up again in mid lane, 6 minutes in. We'll see the rotations come out from both sides more than likely soon. However, Sun Wukong has to bring down this blue buff down as first, as does Wolfie get some help with it, but they're going to be late on this rotation.
Moving in, it looks like Aurora's going to get this one
Pern's
for
in trouble.
free. What are they doing here? Pernick is trying to do some damage, misses one of the shots. Brochacho, great shot coming out. That was absolutely beautiful. Spirit Tempest hits 2, erases. Will Aurora get up? Just barely. Will escape that. Got to give a shout to EMC.
Shrew's in trouble. Shrew's in trouble. He's had to go to the sky when he lands. He's going to land into a tornado. He's not got the damage to kill either of these 2 targets. Oh, is he?
Oh,
No,
he
he
got
just
the
gets
roll
out.
up, but he didn't quite roll in the right direction. Nanton was able to pick that one up. Still, another couple of kills absolutely for free on top of the fact that they did waste Anvil of Dawn. They
Wolfie,
stole
right?
away the blue buff. Then, yeah, they have an opportunity again for another kill.
Oh, but Fusion's got very low because of that as well. The Cyclone Spin is low as well, but the slow and the Snipe not going to connect, but he does destroy the minions. That was a good hug from Wolfie just to take out those minions out of the equation and then continue the pressure with the slow. Great rotation from Wolfie, 6 and 2.
You know, Nemesis, if you're planning to draft into Zhang Kui, you have to either pick or get rid of Nemesis. You cannot let her through. She just absolutely annihilates this character.
Until next patch.
Right. Oh, rip.
Rip.
Well, no, I mean, even look at it now. She would have done that regardless.
True. She would have done that regardless at this stage of the game. She is fantastic with the slows and stuff.
Early on, a lot of Nemesis players weren't building into Chins.
Well done, Chins. That's true.
They were building into Jotuns.
That's true. They were building Jotuns, and if she goes back to that, she'll still have the same effect.
She had a 7-second slice and dice. Like, oof, what in the world?
Those days. Every god that has come out this year, I feel has just been so strong at release, but then balanced pretty well, honestly, overall.
Their cat, yeah.
I think she's really strong. I actually think
not
she's
at
really
release
strong.
though.
No, I still think she's strong now. I still
Right
think
now,
she was strong
yeah,
at release.
right now
Sorry,
she's very strong.
I think at release, I think she was still strong. I just think not enough people played her to realize how strong she actually is.
I just don't think the ult was strong enough, given the fact that DR was wrong and that the damage wasn't high enough. But that's neither here nor there for this game. But we actually didn't see DJ Pernicus go into this game. Of course, he has opted into Freya, which was a very early pick, and it has not been doing very well. He's currently sitting 0-2-1. Boots are done. It looks like Vitalis is next up.
He is top gold, and as Freya in the jungle, you're not really going to be the most aggressive of gankers, you're not going to be the most effective. You're going to look for farm to the late game, and he's going to catch out Wolfie in his jungle now, who has to use the shield and dash away to get himself out of trouble. He was looking to see if the red buff was up, which he wasn't. But Pernicus wants to farm. He wants to try and get a pick if he can, but the priority for him is to farm and get to late game, where he becomes a hyper carry. But Wolfie, mid lane, looking for aggression onto Horrywind, who was overextended, Path of Flames. By some time, he's diving, this is not paying off. That's a big ultimate from EMC, though.
Oh, Wolfie is completely out. I don't think Pernicus can reach that one. And that's trouble. That's trouble. Nice block by Aurora. But look at the damage right here. That was just Master's Will. There's the kill. They can re-dive the tower, but I don't know if they're going to have the damage potential really to kill Aurora in this.
Fusion's here as well. Snipe! Oh, the Snipe was going to tickle his backside, but he got to the sky in time. Dunks down, and he's going to continue the chase.
I think he's out. Brochacho does manage to escape. 5 a.m. keeping themselves in this contention for first seed. 8-2 right now, leading 2,000 gold. Left
camps do come up, and Brochacho's trying to bring him down. His hog isn't off to kill him, but the last two auto attacks do. Now he's going to get hit by a wall. Unlucky for him, the wall was on the right side for El Brochacho to escape from. Otherwise, Zhang Kui would have found himself some free tasty monkey treats.
So now looking at the gold here again, they're about 2250 ahead, which is pretty strong. But Gold Fury could turn that around in a heart. What are they gonna? Are they going to do that? They're spotted.
They know.
But only Nanton is here. If Nanton gets turned on, that'll be instant death. Cyclone actually going to be taking this one up.
Low.
This is free.
That was such a great call from Fat Chunks overall. I mean, they knew Sun Wukong was going back. He had no health to contest. If he tried to contest, he would have gone down in seconds. Did Sun Wukong even have his ultimate up? No, he didn't. So Brochacho was well out of that one. What a great call from Fat Chunks.
Not to mention, they didn't miss a single point of experience while doing that. The entire wave on left and mid were completely taken right side. They're not going to lose anything considering where Ra is. One thing I want to note, though, this is actually the most amount of wards I think I've ever seen on a map.
The wards at the moment are in great positions as well. They're seeing all the entrances and exits. It's not just like, you see wards sometimes, DM, right? And you see a lot of wards and you think, the ward coverage is great. But sometimes the wards are not in great positions. Here, they're all perfectly at all the entrances and exits everywhere.
What a far cry from the disrespectful trolling that was going on last game to the most try-hard warding I think I have ever seen in my life. That warding has me just on my heels right now. That is insane. Like, for those of you at home, try to just count the blue or red wards. I mean, they're everywhere. And only 11 minutes into the game, that's like 1,000 gold worth of wards on the map almost at one point.
Well, speed buff and red buff going to respawn on the respective left-hand side soon. Wolfie going to get his speed buff and look for a rotation. I'm expecting possibly an invade on the red. Maybe we'll see. He looks like he's going straight over there right now. He is actually going to be very late round there. He's actually taking his time about it. He's got the ward to see vision of it, and they might catch Aurora out here.
I don't know. I mean, Wolfie would have to ult. They would have to dive. Sam Shrew, on the other hand, could be in some trouble.
Oh, he's dead.
He's up. Actually, he might have an opportunity. It depends on what Aurora can do. No, check it out. Covering the option. Brochacho will land as soon as he does. And yeah, actually. Oh, did they get it? Oh, he got him. I'm sorry. I thought he got up.
No, he did get up, but he still died. I don't know why exactly he still died. I'm not sure. Did Neef use ultimate? No, she didn't. Something happened there. I'm not sure what it was, but he did die while up in the air. I'm not exactly sure. Falls up though. Gonna dunk down, looking for an opportunity. The red buff did get dropped. He's gonna jump down on a Protection. Nonton gets caught out of position.
And
he was isolated from his team, but Aurora dealing with the other members.
He's gonna die here, but they have a chance to clean this back up. Pernicus, I think, getting pushed out, that was just straight up fear. There was no reason for him to leave, but he does come back in smartly enough. They're going for the chase here. Wolfie kind of out of position. If he gets carded here, it could be trouble. All the while, right side, Fusion OP has been pushing and will continue with an entire creep wave, including a Gladiator. His heal is up, and he's ready to push.
Look where DJ Pernicus is, though. He's round the back. He was covering the option, but the wall coverage is going to spot him out before he could do anything. Wolfie's going to meet him, and the fight between those two is going to rage as EMC trying to rotate in as well. Dash in, and there's the World Weaver coming on to DJ Pernicus. He uses the Valkyrie, and he's going to hit Sam Shrew, who's going to block that one for now. But here comes Cyclone Spin. First ultimate I've seen EMC miss, and now he's cut out of position.
Yeah, this is a really bad spot for him. Coming around the other side, DJ Pernicus will cover the option. He already goes down. EMC is gone. Wolfie trying to find something, but he's carded.
No.
He's banished, and he is blown up. He's trying to keep himself in this. Nice shot coming out, and good rotation from Aurora, keeping Chunks in the game. 5AM still maintain a gold and experience lead, but they haven't.
Nonton could have actually killed Sandshrew there with the Unravel. Actually missed it in the pit as he rolled out of it. 10-6 right now. But overall, I mean, all these engagements, they still means that 5AM have a gold lead right now. And a lot of that comes from the fact that Fusion was allowed to continue to free farm in that solo lane.
You know, the last time I was able to cast a game with Nonton, he was going up against Allied. He was still playing for Critisaurus. And he was doing so well. I felt like the entire game I was singing praises. And then this game, I feel like every time I'm mentioning Nonton's name, he's either out of position or he's missing shots or he's leaving fights too early. He's had one really strong ult, but aside from that, I feel like he's in his own head right now.
The whole play-ins this weekend as well, DM. I mean, we've been talking all day, and it's been all about the junglers every single game. Look where the junglers are right now. Just as an example, both top of the gold charts for their teams, respectively, almost equal, if not ahead, with the solo laner and the mid laner, which is a real big respect for them. The fact that they have to roam around the map, they've got less to farm, and they have to soak experience everywhere they go, as well as provide rotations for their team.
Aurora gets slowed by Wolfie. You're going to see him kind of trade his shot. Actually, Wolfie getting a real cute shot in without taking anything in return. Aurora actually takes some damage while Wolfie escapes there, activating Retribution. Left side, Samshrew getting pressured by 2. This could actually be trouble, but you see him being so aggressive right now. And this is such a great play because they don't have enough vision to know where anyone is on the map. So just by him moving forward, he's telling them, hey, I could have teammates here. Hey, I'm willing to fight you. And once again, Nonton, who's been very defensive this game, falls for the trap and backs off immediately.
One thing to note, though, I mean, we've not seen, with Sun Wukong falling out of the support meta, DM, it's interesting to see how he combines against a Rama, and I actually think he's a really good pick against Rama, because Rama likes to use that role to get himself out of bad situations, but with the transformations available from Sun Wukong, it actually is very aggressive and can put him into really bad spots. You've got to play a lot safer when you're playing Rama against the Sun Wukong. I think this pick could be another one that can really cause Rama a few issues.
Well, Gold Fury is back up. No sentry wards on the map currently or in the inventories of any of the supports, or I suppose anyone. So neither team has major claim to it right now, though there are 4 members right now on the Gold Fury side of the map, but one of the members of the Chunks, looks like Aurora, will be heading back to the base to spend some of his money. Aurora actually going to spend a lot of it. Sovereignty is finished. El Brochacho actually went into Jotun's Wrath.
Jotun's Wrath as well. So he's going to be doing a lot of damage with that one overall. Honestly, that's going to do so much for him. The problem is he's going to delay Sovereignty, which when it gets to the teamfight stages very, very soon, DM, he may require them just to help keep his team alive with the the extra protections.
It's team-wide damage mitigation, which is so important. On top of the fact that Aurora right now has 400 more health and 65, or actually I should say 85 more protection overall for physical, whereas he has 11 penetration, some damage, and then of course CDR, but they're going for it. I don't even know if they notice.
Well, look at EMC. He's zoning out Agony as well, going to get a good whirlwind off on him as well, so cause a few issues with that. Forces a reset, though, for the time being. I don't know why they backed out so much.
Well, Fusion actually used Searing Pain there, didn't find anyone. I think they got scared. They backed off. We have a 10-man grouping on this side of the map, and they're going to start it once again. But everybody sees this. Pernicus is ready to fight. Are we going to see? I really thought we were going to see an engagement there.
Chacho's got in deep here on the backside onto Cyclone Spin. He's going to get hit by the tornado. Meanwhile, Wolfie is actually dealing with Samshrew quite effectively, trying to get the sprint burn off him. Samshrew has to take to the sky with the Astral Barrage as Thor goes up and dunks down onto 2.
He's trying to get something there. Actually dodges. EMC getting very low. Samshrew actually gets taken out. DJ Pernicus looking for something so far. Doesn't find too much, but they do manage to get Fusion. They're trying to find, but DJ's going down.
DJ's going down.
DJ's
Cyclone
not
spin.
going down. DJ Archers! Archers!
Archers saved the day. It's not the Gold Fury. It's the Archers that are going to take his life. But 4 members of 5am dropping that fight. It's 12-10. But the Gold Fury's going to drop here for sure. There's only EMC standing in the way. Can he do anything to stop it? They are getting kind of low. Aurora, though, does have the hog. He's going to play this so well, DM.
EMC doesn't look like he's getting too much damage. Gets a little bit onto Aurora, as we're going to see some damage.
Oh, he dies!
When he actually catches him, that's a soft deicide, and actually it's a hard deicide, and just enough to get them way into the lead. 2,000 goal ahead. 2,000
gold ahead, 2,000 experience as well. And they're going to be able to just rotate around and clean up a bit of experience while the members of 5am get themselves back on track. It's not over by a long stretch though, DM, but one example to show there is that El Brochacho did not have sovereignty, and maybe that could have been an impact on people surviving some of that.
I think what it comes down to is they just spent way too much time looking for Samshrew. That's it. Why would they do that?
I mean, Wolfie went on Samshrew. Meanwhile, right. Chacho went on to Cyclone Spin, and they did try and focus on Cyclone Spin, but he survived his Zhongqi. That's the issue.
Well, I mean, we saw Brochacho camping the landing from Samshrew along with Wolfie. They didn't need 2 people to do that. Wolfie would have got him eventually. They spent way too much resources.
Pernicus overextended, and there's a World Weaver coming out. It's not going to actually connect because he's going to drop beforehand. Chacho gets the kill, though. Don't think that would have been the intended choice, but Wolfie was already 8-2-2, so I guess it's not too bad to give over the kill to somebody else. Fusion might find a raw caught out of position here. Going to hit Celestial Beam, and there's an ult from Wolfie. Aurora's got to go to this guy quickly. I don't think they've got the damage to bring him down.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get out of there. Looks like for a free. Right side, though, Cyclone is really not in a good spot, but they're not going to pressure him. That was kind of a free kill, especially considering DJ Pernicus, or I'm sorry, not DJ Pernicus, talking about Wolfie, had a perfect line to slow him. Granted, Cyclone could have ulted, maybe gotten out, but I think they had the potential there. I think they should have went for it.
One thing to note, in the duo lane, the Hunters right now, Nonton now has got the advantage. He's hit level 14, and this is where you'll start seeing a big difference and effect that he can have against Arama. He's pushing him into tower time and time again. Right inside, though, big fight breaking out as Aurora's in there looking for Fusion.
They're trying to get Fusion. He actually managed to escape. Aurora takes a lot of damage in the process. Cyclone, just barely dodging that. Really close right there. Herwind going to be rotating back over to mid lane, it seems. The game is still very close. 1,700 gold separate, only 1,000 experience.
Samshew's starting to have trouble right now with Neath. This is the sort of time where Rama starts to realize how much of an issue Neath is for him, because now she's going to get free farm in the tower, going to be able to push this in. Her sustain's too good, and now he's going to lose his tower on the tier 1 side, and in doing so, it's going to open the map up for more split push adventures. You can see the rest of Fat Chunks trying to group on this side, but already 5am are in a position to defend Neath.
So there's a 4-man grouping here. I don't really understand what they're doing on this side of the map with 4 people. Samshrew is getting a decent amount of experience, and that's going to cause 5am to kind of lose a little bit more of their farm, but they're doing a good job overall. In the last 4 minutes or so, they have actually found a decent amount of gold just in continuous farm, but they're letting Zhang Kui just do his thing the entire time. Cyclone's currently level 18. He has this Hide of the Urchin online. He has Warlock Sash ready to go. I mean, the bead's already level 2. He has so much potential and damage, and there really isn't much they can do to control him. So they're looking for other sides of the map, but they're not getting anything there. They need to start focusing on this Zhang.
The problem is, DM, if they focus Zhang, look at DJ Pernicus. He's got his full item build near enough online right now. And if they ignore him, he's going to light them up like they've never seen before. So they've got 2 major targets to deal with right now. On top of that, you're still going to have Agony raining fire down upon them, and Aurora being such a potential pain in the backside that he can be on that Thor.
So it looks like El Brochacho just dropped the sentry. They should have an opportunity to clean that up on the chunks if Aurora rotates over and actually goes for it, but instead it looks like they're going to try to chase down the Ra.
That was a big rotation right to try and get Ra out of position there. Didn't pay off for it. They did get the Heavenly, but look at the trade on the left-hand side between Nonton and Samshrew. Goes quite even for the time. That's the only real trade on the map, as the rest continue around the fire giant. Remember,
Nonton has Unravel, puts himself up close to full health, and still has World Weaver ready to go.
Backflip, unravel, and then you got back into it. But Pernicus is caught out here, I feel, or is he? Because El Brochacho is going aggressive again. The poke between the two, and slowly but surely, keep it on that left-hand side of the map, you'll see Samshrew slowly beginning to backpedal time and time again as Neath continues the pressure.
I really like this. I think they have a good opportunity here on the Chunks if they were to counterplay, but Brochacho just moving forward, just pushed them all out. They got so scared. They thought, I think, that there was going to be a major team rotation, and just like we saw previously on the other side, Brochacho actually turns it around just by moving forward.
Well, mid tower's getting very, very low here, and if they group, they could possibly try and pick this up. You can see the sustain coming out from Fusion, trying to bring it down, but look at left-hand side. We can see the Astral Barrages come out as Pernicus tries to go aggressive underneath. The last snipe doesn't connect, but the Valkyrie's discretion does as DJ Pernicus picks that one up, but now EMC might make him pay for it.
He's trying to. In the backside, Pernicus is getting very low, and Wolfie will pick him up. Brochacho ready for the dive. Samshrew forced back to the base very low, is into the jungle. Wolfie's trying to fight too. Maybe a bit ill-conceived here, but finally the team picks back up. But here comes Cyclone, ready to go. Will his ultimate activate? He goes in. He's doing a lot of damage. There comes the recall. Demons. Wolfie's low. Heavenly Agility's going to keep him alive with the retribution, but there's Aurora with the huge turnaround.
Yep, Fusion trying to get out. He's going to dance around in his heat. He gets a Celestial Beam on a Roar, and the Roar goes out. Fusion gets out with the mobility from his passive.
That
I can't believe he
just
survived.
100% patience coming out from EMC there. He saved his ultimate for so long. Even when people were barreling down on him in a straight line, he saved it, went behind a wall, found a huge shot, taking out Aurora, and now the Gold Fury contention is majorly in the favor of 5 AM as the only Hog 3 is currently respawning.
Well, Horror Window uses Path of Flames. The World Weaver connects. That did a lot of damage from base from Neef as well. Samshrew and Cyclone Spin have to do something here, but Cyclone has no ultimate this time round. Only a couple of charges on Horror. Can they get involved in this? The snipe connects onto Samshrew. He's trying to do good poke damage. Wolfie's getting very low. The exorcism does work, but the shield pays off, and now 5 AM get the Gold Fury, and they're immediately going to back out. Great call.
I think that was a really, really good play. They got the Gold Fury.
Fusion.
They got themselves back into a very small lead. Fusion gets caught there. What they need to do is they need to take this advantage and run with it. They have all 5 up. Either look for a Fire Giant bait, look for a tier 2 that they can push down.
They're going Fire Giant.
It's free. They're nowhere near where they need to be able to contend this. Now, Wolfie does have his ultimate available to him. He'll have enough mana for a full expenditure of his kit. But honestly, if he overcommits to this, he's going to get blown up.
Well, actually, here we go.
I don't know. Actually, it's done.
Done before they could even get there. I mean, that was a great call from them overall. 5 AM shouldn't have realised what was going on, but they couldn't have got there in time anyway, DM. I mean, realistically, they just missed, went past mid lane, ignored it completely, rotated straight for Fire Giant. What a great call from Fat Chunks. You give up the Gold Fury, but with that pick on Fusion, you get a Fire Giant.
I really like the way that Chunks are playing this game. I mean, so far they have been aggressive where they need to be. They've overcommitted a few times. Same thing for Five Angry Men. You know, we talked about this early. Neither comp has a major advantage. And, you know, you look at the team comp here with Samshrew and Aurora being the only physical, and the fact that El Brochacho opted away from the early sovereignty and then now goes into it. He's using this now as less of a push against Samshrew and more of a push against objectives. But the issue here is that at this point in the game, the only way to really get to an objective push is to get the Fire Giant. So at this point, he shouldn't have even spent the money on the sovereignty. It should have been first, or it shouldn't have been at all.
Between the two teams right now, even though Fat Chunks have the Fire Giant, 700 gold and 1300 experience separate these two teams, DM. And one thing I'd like to point out is the fact that I'm so happy. These are the two that are going into the Pro League. They're showing why they deserve to be there right now.
Here we go. More pressure coming out. There's going to be one tower going down. Left
having
side,
a trade.
Yeah, they're trying to trade it. Left side, they're going to go for the tier 2. I wouldn't try to base race against the Fire Giant team. It's just ill-conceived. They might get 2 here, but now TJ can actually keep them locked down. Oh, God, Wolfie is so fast.
Well, Jean-Qui goes in with the Ghost. He's going to get a lot of damage on TMC. He's going to evaporate. Nonton does the backflip using the beads as well. Unravel going to buy some time in the heal, but they're going to take down the tower. Meanwhile, Fusion being chased down on the right-hand side. Aurora's going up.
Aurora has a chance here. Perfect stun. Going to pop out the beads. Tanking up here. He's going to look for an opportunity to Tectonic Rift in just a second. Here comes Pernicus. There comes the curse. Is that a weakening curse? It is enough to burn them down. Aurora stops the heal. Forces out another shot. Wolfie in the mid lane uses his ultimate, but to little avail. A tier 2 gets taken in trade for a tier 2, but now it's going to start to swing back in the favor of Chunks as they start burning these towers down.
40 seconds on Fusion to respawn again. This tier 1 drops, and now they can group mid. DJ might be able to catch someone. There's a banish, and it looks like Brochacho could be in trouble. There's the wall connects as well on the landing. Nicely timed from Aurora on that one, and that's going to be a free tier 2 tower because, you know, Neith and Nemesis can't contest against that.
I like this. I mean, tier 2 taken down. 2 lanes now. They're going to move over towards the right side, and they're going to continue building their gold count and reducing the amount of defense overall that this team will have on aggressive engagements. This is very important. They didn't need to go for the Phoenixes just yet, and they're using that opportunity greatly. They're 4K ahead. That's going to turn to 4,500 in just a second. They're going to go down and turn it into 6K with one more tower.
Well, Alberchecho's still dead for another 16 seconds. You can see Fusion and EMC are not even here to contest. They're going to give this one up as well. That's all the towers down for 5am. And what an amazing swing from the Gold Fury going to 5am to Fat Chunks responding with a Fire Giant. Look what just happened to the map, DM.
I mean, yeah, they took every single tower off the map instantaneously. Wolfie trying to find a pick there, doesn't get anything. 6,000 gold instantaneously. I mean, you look at the charts from the 26-minute mark, just drilled all the way down to this giant disaster. You can feel it slipping away from the 5 Angry Men here, but as the Gold Fury and Fire Giant begin to respawn, and the fact that they haven't lost any Phoenixes, they're not out of this just yet. They need 1 or 2 good picks, 1 or 2 good objectives, and they can swing this right back around.
Alberchecho's around the Fire Giant right now, trying to ward up. Going to get caught out by DJ Pernicus. He should be able to get out of this one, though, with bird form overall. Takes quite a lot of poke, and like I said earlier, look at DJ Pernicus' build right now. He's starting to chunk considerably right now. Rod of Tahuti online for him as well, with that Bancroft's talent and that demonic grip. That's a damaging Freya right now.
So now, left side, you can see that minions are starting to work their way down. They have good contention there. Mid, same thing, but it looks like they're just going to group up, start warding, and go for the objectives. They don't want to get crazy. They didn't lose anyone in the past couple engagements, and they're going to try to keep that going there on the chunks. Now, Fire Giant has since rescinded off. We're going to see him up in probably about 40 seconds.
Yeah, there's 4 sentry wards on the map for Fat Chunks right now. 4.
That's a big gold investment as well. You got to consider that's a 500 gold investment.
And that's across the map. Gold Fury, and right now, as I say that, Samshu's going to start that one off. He knows he's got a sentry ward there, so they've got no vision of it. No, there's a sentry ward there. He has got no vision. He's just going to do speed buff. And on top of that, look at the deep wards around that speed, so he knows if people are coming. Meanwhile, the rest of the team over at the Fire Giant, in case some sort of crazy play happens, he's going to get this Gold Fury for free. Or is he? This is going to be close.
This is going to be real close. Yeah, smart by Samshu. Just let it go. He didn't use anything to try to get it. He activated his 2 like 1 or 2 times. He's actually going to start it back up.
Well, the problem is, look where Wolfie's going now. Wolfie has an idea still that it's still going on. And look at where... Oh, Muchacho's coming round.
That was a bait for Fire Giant.
That was a bait for Fire Giant overall. I mean, that pulled them all the way. I don't know why they didn't go Fire Giant. Instead, Alberchecho came all the way over. They could have sacrificed Samshu for the Fire Giant.
What is Samshu doing now? Is he going to blue buff? Is he
drunk? Looks like he is.
All right, I think he's just baiting back a little bit. Very smart right there coming out from Wolf. He's going to try to activate this. And look at the baits coming in. Alberchecho's not going to be in line to fight there. They need to push this advantage. They have baited out a lot over on the left side. But now Samshu's doing the blue buff. Completely out of position. This is actually hugely in favor of 5am.
I don't know if they've realised how out of position he is. They've not got a deep ward to really see him there. This is the moment of the game now where you actually realise how close this game is, because 5am and Fat Chunks are both in the same position right now. They want to fight, but they don't want to get caught out of position. And talking about getting caught out of position, Wolfie is right now. He got a big banish to the face. A lot of that pulse damage did not hit from DJ Pernicus though, and it looks like Samshu's going to start the Gold Fury one more time as they clear out a ward. In the jungle, 3 members rotating over to the left-hand side of the Gold Fury. The Gold Fury is going to go to Fat Chunks Assemble, and 5am are not going to contest or rush the Fire Giant.
I think they're wasting too much time on this Gold Fury. I mean, at this point, they could have gotten the Fire Giant very, very low. They could have had an opportunity to take that down, and they haven't. I mean, they spent all that time for 1,500 gold they didn't even need.
Well, Wolfie actually goes aggressive and gets caught out and gets evaporated. But it looks like DJ Pernicus is going to get dropped down too. Or is he? Because Elbow Chacho needs to get to the cloud. He does. He only needs to do is jump down. Meanwhile, the snipes coming out on the backside. Chacho picks up Pernicus. But does a Raw find Chacho? That's the question.
He just got baited by that decoy so hard.
The problem is...
He focused the wrong target. He didn't know which one was real, and he went to the wrong one. And right as he committed, the bird form gets activated. So Wukong will get out, will be able to get back.
It's still a Fire Giant.
Yeah, and you still look at this, but... EMC still has his ultimate, Fusion OP still has his ultimate, and that's a huge amount of magic damage that they can throw very far away to ensure that their team can maintain at least some sort of pressure, especially with the fact that Nantan has sustainable damage. They still have the heal, and Brochacho's back in line.
Cyclone Spin does have his ultimate online. Elbow Chacho does not have a Medjais. He doesn't have an ultimate, so trying to steal this is going to be a big ask, especially when Aurora's got a Medjai's Blessing online as well. A bit of a bait coming out, but Samshu's taking a lot from that overall, honestly. And Bro Chacho just actually gives it a bit of a love tap and then backs away again. And we're back to all square again, but overall, in that fight, Fat Chunks came out on top. They got a Gold Fury, and they picked up Wolfie.
See, I don't know that I agree. I mean, 5am was able to hold off against a team that was massively ahead. They spent about 500 gold worth of Sentry Wards, which they have lost by now.
True.
And while they did get the Gold Fury, I mean, that small amount of gold, I mean, they were already at 6,000 and they gained 1,000 gold, but this late in the game and the fact that they can't back here safely, I think 5am have control.
Well, they're waiting for people to come back with more wards to clear up what's in the pit right now, because at the moment there's a sentry ward from 5am down at the Fire Giant, and they can't leave without knowing that they're going to do it. So they've got to have people hover around all the time. And you can see Samshu's going to return at exactly the same time as Agni and Jean-Qui back to base to go and pick up some sentry wards of their own. So ward wars are about to begin, DM, and positioning once again is going to be very, very key.
So I'm looking here at Nantan, kind of out of position, but he'll get there long before Hurrowwind or Cyclone Spin, who are coming down. Neither team has a major advantage going into this fight. Sure, there's about 7,000 gold, but that's about a little over 1,000 per player. I mean, they're not going to gain too much, and given the fact that Aurora just lost about a quarter of his health and is now backing, that's going to be very difficult for the guys on Chunks to deal with. I mean, they have to be careful here. 2 members are actually going back right now. If 5am notice this, that could be
Vision
deadly.
control. But vision control is now in favor of Fat Chunks. They've got 4 sentry wards all around it. They can see all the entrances with the wards they've placed down as well. And 5am are the ones that need to back to base themselves to go and get sentries to counteract these ones. And if they go back, then 5 Chunks can get an opportunity as well. So they've got to do it well. And it looks that you can see Cyclone Spin is starting to try and bait this one out. Look at him. He's not auto-attacking it. He's baiting it to see if people are going to come. Meanwhile, 5am, though, not fully falling for it, still farming out lanes.
All right, more pressure coming through. They're trying to do something here, and look at this on the right side. They're doing the blue buff. They don't even need that. They have the opportunity to go for this, as 5am has been completely pushed out.
The wards are getting deeper and deeper from Fat Chunks. Look at them, DM. They've got deeper behind the red buff now, so they can see them rotating all the way around. Now they realize the positioning, like, right, guys, we have vision control. We've got sentries everywhere. Let's go. Let's try and bait them into a fight that we want to have. All ultimates are online. This one is going to be clutch.
Oh, Elbro Chacho missing a Jingu Bang there. Some damage coming out through the lava. EMC taking some damage, but actually deals a ton in return.
Oh my
Both
God,
Cyclones and Aurora are very low. As Aurora goes up into the air, Cyclone's nowhere to be found. We're going to see the Spirit's Tempest wasted, as they're going to have to reinitiate here. They have a chance.
Well, Aurora comes down and DJ fought 2 and managed to pick up 1. Shrew gets a great Astral Barrage off to secure a kill. This fight's going crazy, but that snipe from Fusion was huge. It does manage to pick up Samshu on the backside. That's a lot of damage down, but Wolfie evaporates to DJ Pernicus. DJ Pernicus on Freya. I said that when you said about Cyclone Spin and how strong Jean-Qui is. When Pernicus gets full build, he's like Mercury at late game. He's a hyper carry, but a mage version, and that is going to be the end of the game, as Pernicus gets a triple kill pretty much in that fight and evaporate people.
They have 30 seconds here. They have the rotation
they
down.
Can end.
They don't have Samshu, who's a lot of their damage, but they do have a creep wave, and that's big. Now they're going to get this down. Yeah, they have about 20 seconds. This should be it.
Yeah, they've got a full minion wave here. Your DJ Pernicus is on full health as well. Those pulses are going to hit ridiculously. The rain of damage is dropped down onto the Titan. Fat Chunks come out on top after a crazy last couple of minutes in that Fire Giant fight.
You know, that was a really absolutely amazing push coming out from the guys on Chunks there. And like you talked about, that's all about DJ Pernicus. Freya is a ticking time bomb. Once you get to a certain point in the game and she has a certain amount of gold, and she will eventually get there, she has the opportunity to kill people in 2 or 3 hits and then take herself out of the fight with her ultimate, rain down a bunch of damage from above while giving her team the ability to reposition, and that's exactly what we saw. Wolfie got caught out a little bit too early. Brochacho, even with the Jotun's Wrath early, did not have the damage potential enough to stop them from pushing forward. And Aurora with a great amount of CC, and of course that amazing use of Weakening Curse kept that team shut down. And once again, the Chunks are going to take it with a clean sweep over the play-ins.
Clean sweep over the play-ins. That's a really good shout out to them, especially going into the Pro League now alongside 5am. So 5am, I mean, to be honest, their roster's had a lot of changes, DM, as well. So with those changes to it, it's probably going to take a little bit of time for them to sync up perfectly and work each other out to be absolutely on point. But with what we saw today, they have a really good chance of that. They're looking good for the Pro League.
Well, that is going to be it for us today. Chunks completely swept 3 weeks. I mean, they played amazingly throughout. And, even with some roster changes, they really found themselves in a perfect position. Sam Shrew, I think, finding himself for the first time on a team that really has contention at some prize money. And it's great to see him come through. And as we saw, Herwind has more than one character.
More than one character indeed. He played pretty well on that Agony overall. 4-2-10. So, guys, that was the end of the NA play-ins. Tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. American time. You've got like 2 different time zones, all right? 9 a.m. American time is the EU play-ins begin for week 3, where we'll do this all over again with the likes of Walking Off, Expose Secrets, Agilitas, and Heroes and Zeros. And that's about 2 p.m. GMT, if you're my time as well. We'll be there tomorrow, guys. Look after yourselves. Do you have any last words, sir?
No, man. I think that was a pretty awesome set of play-ins. Congratulations to the 2 teams coming into the SPL. And tomorrow is the EU side. Make sure to check that out, guys. The contention's hot.